DC on the MIC, life changing. It's all about hustling.
Can do
To
music.
live one day. Try to find my way in this life. Try to find my roots in this life. Yeah, really it's a hurting me. Truly it's a shaking me. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. You got a better thing for me. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. You got a better thing for me. Been in life many crossroads. Life it took me so slow. Chances are coming in and go. You got a better things for me. Fighting the killing, the scent on the street. Shedding the blood of your hands and your feet. This isn't what I pray to live in. You got a better things for me. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. You got a better things for me. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. You got a better thing for me. Lot of people say I'm not gonna make it. I stood up and hustle just to make it. If you can't hustle hard, don't fake it. Stop being lazy, my brother. Na fara da suna Allah makiyana basu da komi shake. Asada mala started the top. I keep being strong. What's ya see ya da bra me say me power jump. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. You got a better thing for me. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. You got a better thing for me.
I daina yin kiyayya, I daina yin hasada. Komi da lokaci sakar ku bi da rayuwa na. Kar ku duba don banda paper, kar ku mai da wani banza aiki ake yi babu fata. Ku bar mu so junan mu fa. Yau kai ne gobe ba kai ba. A tuna da ki yau ma DC bar su san kaman na tako. Yanzu na zama wani sabo. Shekaran gade an damu, Allah sa mu duka mu samu. Kar ka mai da ni bawan ka so ni kar ka kini fa.
Rest in peace, mama. Hustling for summer. Working day and night without a lover. Walking on the streets, feeling so lonely. Always put my head up so high on the streets. I remember what mama said to me, hey, son, take it so easily before you get late. Not again. Not again, 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 not again. You got a better thing for me. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. Not again, not again. You got a better thing for me.
Can do music.
DLK, it's all about honest love. Money. Miss you, mama. Meet you, mama. Miss you, mama. Miss you, in yeah. Miss you, mama. Meet you, mama. Miss you, mama. Miss you, in yeah. Never thought you could live so soon. Always share life and so so soon. Why you had to say this is true? You see when grace and blessings in covering me. Fear no one, fear no evil. Grace and blessings in covering me. I'll be alright. Read my motion to the core. My pen wait to fulfill joy. Share what I feel to make me smile. You see when forgive me all the things I did for passing. Yes, I said it. Never thought this is gonna be real, now regret it. You take you super in the area, oh, why they try to keep you to have a love you never gonna make it. The girl me ends up for many miles. She never even asks for how much. The pussy girl can do, she can do that. What she can do, she gonna break her. That's my lawyer, that's my pastor, that's my doctor since I was a younger. All the things she be for me, make a number. Can't find any best person. Find a way. You every day. Away. You every day. Inside of me. So are you there? Away. You every day. Pama with that be a dick time. I probably me go gassing in a open me high. What you meeting us is if you see what when the hot pipe. Do boy you medina that you also best done. The break, certainly can send a wire fight. Or what boy you medin to know wire fight. Men fan of Huntasani Cosi. No, Brian Bona Waponi, I was sick one time. Jonia Buchana Watacha Kwasi, our Kuma, Mema when you could be Japa de Kodi Sakawa, my winning Kakakara one and in your sa. You with someone that could see Bebe, Momukawa, Mikai, Kama, Sambia, Wakachirami, Yao Bebo, being tated in Nomobeka, Yajiji, a Checha Kwa, that you can Sabeka, oh Lord Almighty, be you at the look up to you be my maker. Rest in peace are the best about with our great maker. You live beside me forever and ever. Mama never leave beside you, never. But now, wait, see you every day. Away, you every day, side of me. So are you there? Away, see you every day. Miss you, mama. Need you, mama. Miss you, mama. Miss you, miss you, mama. To all DLF members, Bob Bugatti, see y'all.
Can do music.
Yeah, DC.
Can do music.
My baby, say my scene, take control of my heart. Unkwana me down, baby. My baby, say my scene, take control of my heart. Unkwana me down, baby. What's the return, what's your name? Me honey say unkwana me film party no, but trip me no, so me mono, unkwana me down, baby. Shigaraina, na shigaranta. Wai Allah wa'e uwata. Je gidan su kai sadaki in kara musu da garon goro. Manta da su ba su da komi. Shede yawo da cin kanzo. Wanda zai shiga tsakanin ni da kishe dan bar shi da ciwon doro. Ma kuma bedi wuce. Say my scene finche. Take control of my heart. Unkwana me down, baby. Ma kuma bedi wuce. See my scene finche. take control of my heart.
Daddy Sufa me Bakuma be di choima fa unya bibia me ferry misaya ka mommy come show do bebia ka twana jwa me di ka beto kaswa ba abo mi boy baby don't worry me do be ko bombe my lady you drive me crazy I live for me so kwani me baby yeah, you are me only one, yeah me not go lie you make bad man fall in love, oh. You are me everything, yeah me not go lie you got live for the superstar fall in love me too, girl, baby. Don't worry me, do be go bombe, my lady, you drive me crazy. I live for me soon, quani me baby, hear me now.
Makuma baby uje, say my sine pinche, take control of my heart. Unkwana me down, baby. Makuma baby uje, say my sine pinche, take control of my heart. Unkwana me down, baby. So, like I was saying, with the DC, the C stands for the technological aspect of me, and the D is for dangerous. That's the real name. So, the C means circuit. You know, in technology, every device has a circuit, and the circuit is more like the soul of the device. So, I call myself the soul of every device, the soul of technology. This is how I feel comfortable to be called into the technology aspect. So I bind the two names, DC, dangerous circuit. So when the music came into it, then I thought of creating my own organization, creating my own institution where I will have, you know, my music, you know, go deep with everything that I do to make even deeper, clear, and understanding what I do. So with that, I came with DLF, you know, determined legends of various elements of life's family. That in my organization, every person that is introduced or is invited is a determined. He has to be a very determined person. And then he is going to be a legend. The title is to be a legend, determined legend, DL, D level, and spell the word level, LEVEL. Determined legends of various elements of life's family. It looks lengthy, but this is how I want it to be. Determined legends of various elements of life family. So DLF. So that's what the DLF stands for. So in DLF, like I was saying earlier, DLF has many, you know, it has many boundaries. It has we have the musical aspect, we have other aspect there. So with the musical aspect is where I have the DLF. The other aspect is we have the promoting talent aspect, like the other music promoting talent, but this DLF in particular is full of my own songs. So in order to tag myself clearly, I made it DLK. So if you hear most of my song, the song starts as saying DC, DLK, it's not a joke, Monday. Then the song will start. So the DLK, the K there is king. Why I call myself a king is because I'm the founder of the whole brand. So I attack myself as a king, whereby any person coming to the what the name DLF2 will be a member of the organization. So DLF Music, DLK, DLK of DLF Music. That's how the story goes. I know most people have been asking why the meaning of that is, so I'm sure for now people will have best understanding of DC, DLK and what it means and all that. So with the question that came not long ago concerning how I write my music, how I started, most people keep saying that we know you of computers, you know, all the time with computers. We don't know how you magically generated the idea of your music and all that. Actually, I said this once on one of the radio stations that me in person, I started following music for a very long time. Yes, I started following music for a very long time. That I love to sing people's songs. Yes, I love to sing people's songs. I started following music very long ago, way back in '99. I was listening to more of R&B songs like Westlife. Yes, Westlife were one of my favorites those days. Even till now, I still love Westlife. I love them a lot. So, hey, to Westlife fans in the sister, I love it. So, this is how it has been. I love Westlife. I love Celine Dion's songs, and Joe. Yes, Joe. I'm sure many people will know Joe, and I love R. Kelly. Yes, I love R. Kelly. R. Kelly. Yeah, there has been so many speculation stories about R. Kelly now, but he was one of my favorite that I loved to listen to him at the early stage of my musical interest. He was part of it, and then Celine Dion has been one of the magicals. Celine Dion, she's so cool, man. I love Celine Dion songs so much. So actually, I started following music with this group of people until recently, when the hip hop world was introduced to me. I will not say hip hop started after 90s, but when I started to fall deep into hip hop, that was in 2000s. With R&B and all those stuffs, the Celine Dion and Westlife thing. It was around 90s, but with hip hop and other stuff, it started our way back around 2000s. When I started following, Cash Money Records, where Lil Wayne, Dwayne Carter Jr. This is where he started. I started having interest. One of the songs that I started following him with was, I think, before I was also following Chris Brown and Cole. I remember Chris Brown was also doing his songs. He did so many songs that I loved also. Song like what are they? Wall to Wall. And so many songs until later on when Chris Brown featured Lil Wayne, and I started also loving it. I started to get involved with these songs because of one of my bosses when I was learning the hardware, technological hardware of the computer and stuff. So I started to follow Lil Wayne songs. One of the songs that blew the world, and I started feeling more was Lollipop. I know a lot of people remember that song, Lollipop. Lollipop. It was so great. It was so great. And then also, what the name? The songs that he like Amelie. There was one of the songs he wrote. Amelie. It was phenomenal. It's so great. I love that song. I don't know why, but I love that song so much. I love that song so much. So it was crazy. Amelie and I don't remember the lyrics now, but I loved it. One of the songs I that inspired me, forced me to start writing or listen to this hip hop song was Lollipop. Yes, Lollipop. I didn't know how the spirit behind it is so strong. I listened to it so much, and I and one of my closest guy, we decided to write a song. That was 2008. It was crazy, man. 2008, and we tried to write this song that we want, and like I should write my own part. He would come and write his own part. I tried and I couldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't lie. Why should I? Should I lie? I tried and I couldn't. After I've heard numerous of his songs of the Cashman records, like Make It Rain, and so many other songs. Out here grinding, DJ Khaled and the other stuff, and we couldn't write it, so I just left it. So someone would say, we'll bring a question, Yeah, uh, which of the songs I was listening, which of the songs I was listening when I was listening to the R&Bs like Celine Dion I was claiming, and then Westlife I was claiming too. You know, with Westlife, if I remember those days in the school and Westlife, the song was really popular to most of my friends in the school that they loved to. They were having the lyrics, a small book with the lyrics of Westlife song, and they keep singing it and all that. So I didn't know what it was all about, so I tried to find out. When I tried to find out, then I got to know more about this Westlife story, and it was crazy. I loved it. One of the songs I started listening was what the name? Coast to Coast. Was it Coast to Coast? Was it Coast to Coast? I try to remember. Yes, I think this song they were singing on the seashore. I think that was one. I don't really remember all the songs today, but I picture how it started with Celine Dion. I also remember one of the songs that I started following. That she featured, I think she featured, was it a song that she featured with Westlife, or was it a cover? I think they were writing, Westlife rather wrote a cover song of Celine Dion, or something like that. I remember one song they wrote, "Goodbye to you, my trusted friends. And I was it was crazy, man. It was crazy those times. It was interesting having, followed all these guys, and then, R. Kelly. Storm is over now. I don't see the sunshine shining in loud enough. I can see the heavy. Okay, so that's it about R. Kelly. And one of the songs he wrote with Celine Dion, I couldn't remember the name of the song, but it's very nice. I remember those days. So these were the generation of how I started feeling the songs, of thinking of doing music. All those whiles I was just, singing them for the singing's sake. I love to sing. I never knew that in future I could write my own song. No. All those while my interest was to sing the songs when I love them. Yes, to just sing the songs because I love to sing. I love the song, so I want to sing it. That was all about me those times. To any song that I want to sing, that is because I love the song. So most people will talk of, what about the African songs? How do you come by? Why are you not rather doing those type of songs, but you're doing dance or reggae and stuff? Okay, how those ones also came into it. With reggae song, I been hearing so much, not me personally playing them, but I've been hearing so much of it, of the reggae songs. I heard so much. I've been hearing so much reggae songs played around in our homes and all that. So for the reggae song, like that I know of all time is Bob Marley, playing some of the songs of Bob Marley. And I didn't really read more, like I didn't really listen more, but the one that I heard a little of, I didn't like sit myself down to say I'm going to play the song and listen to it and know it, unlike I did with the American songs. So, and then later on, I also was listening to Lucky Dube. For Lucky Dube, I tried to listen to it a bit more. Lucky Dube, there's one of the songs, one of those songs I've been hearing, Prisoner and so on. I really loved it. I begin to feel reggae is different, the feel and the vibe of the reggae song is something nobody can really explain, but it's special. All I can say is, reggae is special. It's it's something, to me, I can't define it, but it has something so special. It's a culture of it's a particular people they do their music with. That makes it so special that anyone listen to it will love it and would want to play it on and on and on and on every day with. Then after coming to one of some of the African musics, it was one of the Nigerian songs that I started listening called Down for Driver. It was a very old song, yeah. It was a very old song. I am a down for driver. She leave it down for driver. Song. I was listening to this song. I was listening to this song in one of my brothers, room. Those days was a VHS, player. They used VHS player to, the VHS player playing this. We have a tape cassette you put in the VHS to watch the videos. Those were the late 90s and the early 2000s. So I was listening to it and I began to love it. The Down for Drivers, they were Nigerians. I think they were twins or something. They were singing so many songs. So my brother has tons of those cassette tapes, and I was enjoying them. And along the line, I also started a feel of P Square. Yeah, P Square were also one of the generations that I started following in African music. I started listening to P Square, P Square. They were having so many songs, songs like, their love songs and all that. And then also Two-Face Idibia. Yes, Two-Face Idibia was also one of the crazy and lovely artists. He loves, his love songs, so inspiring and lovely. So I was listening to those ones. Those moments, I would say, I never knew I was building myself in the idea of how to sing or how to write. I was thinking I was just having fun listening to those things. So when I begin today, and I was like, okay, it's making sense now. Like I was listening to those songs to help myself today, but I never knew. Yeah. So I listened to all those songs way back. And most people would say, excuse me, sorry. Most people would say, what about your Ghanaian songs? Yeah, with the Ghanaian songs, I've heard so much of it, and those days, I didn't really feel much. I didn't really have someone I call my particular artist song in the Ghanaian songs. The only few ones I could relate to those times would be, Obrafo, Abruanana, and then Oforian Ponsa, and then who again? Yes, Obrafo, Oforian Ponsa, and then the today's industrial musician Shatawali. Those times he was Bandana, that was the name. He used to come to TV3. TV3 TV station had this program they telecast every Saturday weekends. They call it music. And the music, they try to introduce most of these, local underground artists to come and perform here and there. So once, Shatawali, by then called Bandana, he comes and perform. You know how he does these things, right? He comes and perform and he blew your mind. But people were not really listening to him. Yes, I would say people were not really listening to him. They think he's making noise. To my understanding, I think people thought he was making noise because, with the Ghanaian music, mostly at that early stage in the early 2000s, people were much interested into rap songs or like, reggae and other stuff. So, Sarkodie, Obrafo. No, I wouldn't talk of Sarkodie when I talk of Obrafo. Obrafo was those people that would come with a microphone and then they'll blow your mind. They will say so much, elderly words that could inspire your mind, and then they were saying so much. Obrafo, Abronana, those were the people. And then Okonfo Kwade, those people, they were there in those times, inspiring us. They were inspiring the generation. They were inspiring us so much. So I started following those ones until recently, where I got to be listening to, Sarkodie's little songs and all that, and it was crazy when I started to listen to Sarkodie and other current artists those times, and it was something else. Sarkodie's vibration of the song was, should I say, twice of the old artists I knew. When I began to listen to Sarkodie, he sounded angry. He sounded like, I'm angry, I want to come out. Can you hear me? I'm speaking to you. So he was speaking with that power. He was speaking with passion. He was speaking with pain, a lot of pain from his voice, that he really wants that stage. He really wants the stage to stay. He wanted to come to the stage and stay. He never wanted to sing for once and then leave. No. Similarly to Shetawale, the bandana of those days, he was also singing loud. He was trying to tell people something that he wanted to own the stage. But people were not really focusing. Yes, people like me, I was like, you're making noise. But like I said, you wouldn't really know until you get closer. So as I was listening closely, then I really got to understand that here. And so with that, this TVC program, every week they bring it out, and then they bring the artists to come and perform once in a while. Most artists come and perform. Bandana, when he comes, he put this bandana on the head and tied it, and he'll come and perform, jumping and screaming and shouting. Those were the stuff he was been doing those while. So how did I start my own music, and I didn't fall on all those artists in Ghana that I was talking about? It's not like I didn't fall on all the artists in Ghana I was talking about. The real problem was, I felt more into the foreign songs as compared to local songs. That was a real problem. And then most of the foreign songs I was listening to, more of those songs happened to be singing songs, not rap songs. Yes, they were all singing songs, not rap songs. But along the line, I was blending up with the rapping song as well. Like this Lil Wayne doing Carter Jr. I started following more of his songs. Like I could sing most of his songs those days, and I was loving it. I was really loving it. So that's how the whole thing started. So 2008, when I tried to write a hip hop song together with one of my friends, we couldn't, so we stopped. So that was 2008, 2009, thereabout. So in 2015, there was one of the guys in our community, big ups to After J. This After J. After J was doing music already. He was writing a song together with one of the boys in our community. They wrote one song in that particular year, which was a hit song. That's where I began to have love for the songs to write about. So all those while I was like, I want to write a song, but I don't know how to go about it. So one fateful day, 2015, I visited After J in the house. It was as usual, he was the one fixing his own instrumentals and all that. Sometimes we record his own mixtapes in his room. So I was listening to him, and we'll come to the part of how I also, made him got to know how to use a computer to do that one. Maybe that will be another story. All right, so, and I went to him, and he was playing this instrumental beats, and I was like, wow, this beat is very hot. And along the line, I was doing movies. Yes, we will come to the story where I was narrating the story of how I do my movies and other stuff. So I was listening to the beat he was playing, and I was like, wow, this beat is very hot. I want to write something about it. I want to write it as a soundtrack for a movie. So I took the beat to the house. He was so happy when he heard, like, yeah, okay, try your hands on. I went to the house to write this song, you can't believe it. It took me 1, 2, 3 blessable weeks. 3 weeks to finish writing one song. Sorry, this is the reality. I want to make people understand how DC is doing what it's doing today. It wasn't the magical, you have to pass through practical, slow words are rhyming. It wasn't magical, you have to pass through practical before you know how to do this. So after 3 weeks, I was able to write it all. So after I was done, I thought of going to him and say, Charlie, right now, I'm ready, let's record this. So one fateful morning, I just brushed my teeth and I went straight to After J's house. We went there, he said, Charlie, I'm ready, let's record this. He said, really? Okay. He started, he said the music. And it was in his room, so it was some kind of mistake thing. Put the earpin. He uses he got some small microphone like this. So we used it and then we recorded it. And I titled the song, Call Me DC. Do I remember the song? Call me DC. In the hood, call me DC. A kind of introduction, and the other guy came in and featured the song. So we did it, and then I was playing it within my friends in the house, and they were like, hey, you did a song? And I said, yeah, I did my song. So along the line, I was also doing some little teaching in our community. So there was once they were having a program in the community in the school, and I tried to play the song there. It was crazy. People were like, what kind of song is this? And to be frank, I tried to, sing along with it with the boys. We were playing it there was a gathering, so the DJ played it, and most of my students came and jumped into it. At least the teacher has done a song, whether it sounds good or not. The teacher has done the song, and they have to jump into the tune. Others who were standing sound like, this song, yeah, it's not that strong that we want. So that was that. So it wasn't easy. I was starting. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't that cool. No, it was a tough one. Yes, it was a tough one. So after that, from that 2015, I got the interest of learning how to play guitar. The school where I was teaching, there was a musical teacher there. So he started teaching me how to use a guitar to play, learning how to play the chords, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So I was learning that one gradually, and then I began to understand the form of how music sounds and all those stuff. So I began to learn. I learned so much from that one, and it really helped me. It began to really help me on how to get this right. So that was it, and I did my best. So after some time, I began to understand all this. So exactly a year time, 2016, I started this 2015, right? Anything. I used 3 weeks to write one song. Don't forget about that. So in 2016, I went off. I traveled out. That'll be another story for another day. So 2015, when I wrote this song, I tried to learn more about these instrumentals. I was learning instrumentals from him, from the man in the school, and he could give me assignments to come in the house. I happened to take one of the students' guitar. I used to bring it to the house. People would begin to sing with the guitar, like, why this guy is with guitar? He want to do music or what? So they didn't really understand what I was doing by then. So I was bringing the guitar in the house most of the time. Yes, I was bringing it. You could see that. Yeah, me with the guitar. I was bringing, the guitar in the house, and then along the line, I began to, getting ideas on how to play my own instrumentals. So I was just I installed a program on my computer in the house, and I was learning on how to play instrumentals. So along the line, it was helping me to write. So I was learning how to play the beat, and then also learning how to write the songs. So I wrote one song this time that I generated that song 2 years afterwards. Yes, after 2 years time after the next story that we talk about the next day. So that's how it is. I was playing my own instrumentals from the wrong ones to the correct ones. And after Jay that I recorded my Dear Call Me DC song, was been coming around once in a while to help me fix the instrumental as well. So that's how this started until 2016, 2017. It became a blast. Yes, we will dive more into that story. In 2016, what happened? 2016, what happened? 2017, 18, 19, 20, 2020. What really happened all till currently today, 2022. So this all this I can give for now. Until then, we'll meet again for another episode of Journey of DC's Life in the Music. Peace out. I was not having much experience on the writing and then the whole stuff, so I was not getting the real idea. So it took me that 3 weeks to write the songs, like I said in the previous video. But from 2016, I got an opportunity to travel to Saudi Arabia to do, it's all about hustle. I just do my thing, and then along the line of the journey, I happened to learn so much. I learned life. I learned so much in life, and along the line, I added the music lesson and skills on how to do this writing and then do the song and all those stuff. So I came about this. I was, I came about writing. I was writing, trying to write in inspirational talks, writing inspirational quotes. So many writing was happening from 2016 when I traveled out, in other way to help myself, encourage myself to continue with the journey that I started already. So through the writing, I came with the idea that why don't I try writing my own song? That would just came into my head after these long years of not writing the song for that 3 weeks. I came with this idea this time around, okay, why don't I write my own song? So I tried it. The first one, before I came with the idea of writing the complete song itself, I was rather doing other songs. I was singing to myself, entertaining myself, and all this. And all those whiles, those songs were just songs that could encourage me, just encouraging me to do what I wanted to do in life and all those stuff. So it was what I was doing. I was doing it on and on and on and on and on. And it came to a point like, okay, now let me write something down. I want to write something down, like a complete song. So, and in those times, you traveling outside your country, writing, working hard, getting money to come and survive with your family and yourself and all that. So how will you get instrumentals around and writing? So I was not getting, idea of how to get instrumentals. So what I was doing was, I'll be there working, and then a word will come in my head. I'll just start to sing about it, and then before I realize it's turning to be like a complete song. So the first song that I tried was, beside the other ones I was doing to entertain myself with, the one I thought of writing personally was a song that I titled Not Again. Not Again is one song that I passed through. I was writing through emotions, I always say this to my guys that I'm kind of emotional person. So when I'm going to write something like this, I try to write more that I've passed through, that I feel, so that it will not, conflict anybody's story, but rather, tell my own story and at least eases some of the pains or the stress I was going through. Yeah, that was it. That was what I was doing. So Not Again was one of the songs that I wrote one night. I was working the night those times. I was working the nights, and along the way, it came to my head like usual I used to do. I'll be there and then a word will come in my head and I'll start saying it and singing with it, the word. Before I realize, I'll put the whole words, or the singing into a complete song. So I came out with that song. So I was like, trying to find the ways in this life, trying to find my root in this life. It really is hurting me. It truly is shaking me. It truly is hurting me. Not again, not again, not again. Lord, yes I know. So I say not again. You got a vanity for me. Yes I know. So I say not again. Yes I know. You got a vanity for me. So I kept singing this and then it was like it was encouraging me person, because my first time ever traveling out of my country to a place I don't know anybody, trying to make a living, and sometimes finding someone to talk to is another thing, and then someone to encourage you to live with a life is something else, seriously. It was so much into it, emotional trauma. There was so many things that was happening at the time, so I was trying my best to how I can put the story down, and then sing it along to encourage me to live my life without any pressure in the head and all that. So I wrote that song. Initially, you heard the way I sang it. Initially, it sounded like an R&B song. It wasn't. It was later on that when the instrumental was being created, it began to sound like some kind of a reggae, something like that. But like I said, before I started this serious writing, I was singing to entertain myself. Yes, I was singing to entertain myself. That was what I was doing. Like I was there, like trying to find my way in this life, trying to find my roots in this life. It really is hurting me. It truly is shaking me. It truly is so like that kind of emotion, hurting me. So I say, not again, not again, not again. Lord, yes I know. So I say, not again. You got a better thing for me. So someone will question that song. Why you saying not again? Not again for what? Actually, not again because I was fed up with the pain I was going through. I was fed up with the pressure I was going through. I was fed up with loneliness I was going through. And then I was saying not again. I wouldn't want to be in such a pain ever again. And then the only one thing that I could say in addition to help me, keep going with the journey of the life was saying that God has a better things for me. So wherever pain I was passing through, since I know God has a better things for me, better place for me, then I have to keep moving. I don't have to quit. I don't have to stop. So I kept going on, encouraging myself with a song like that. So I said so much in the song that let's play the song once again. When you finish listening to the song, we'll come back and continue the story. Let's check it out. Okay, we're back. I'm sure you heard so much. You heard so much. You heard so much about the song, the chorus, the verses, and it was so many stories I combined along the line.
for so many stories I come by along the line concerning the journey of the life I started, the pain, like I said, the pain and the struggle I was passing through, and so many other stuff. And it was hard. It was hard for me, and you know, I had many chances, like I said in the song. I had many chances in the life that flipped off my hand. That if today one of those chances, you know, was able to stick and stay with me, I'm sure I would have been even bigger and greater than I am today. Even though I'm not ungrateful to God, I still appreciate, and I'm still grateful to wherever stage I am today, because in all we need to give thanks and glory to Almighty God, that only Almighty God knows the reason why He didn't allow those opportunities that I saw as the biggest chance flipped away. So I don't think I have to blame anyone, but as a human, you know, we all know, as a human, you may feel this pain, you may feel this pressure that why didn't you get this opportunity those times? But along the line, if you believe in hustle, if you believe in continue with the fight, I think there's nothing to worry about. You can still carry on, and then would want to fight on and on till you meet your goal in the life that you want to achieve. So I keep moving, and like I said in the songs, you heard so many stuff, and along the line, you know, the dreams of that I had from my mother and all the stuff didn't come to reality, and putting up all the words together to come up with a beautiful piece with a song called Not Again. You know, the people, most of my guys loved it, seriously. When the song came out, most of my guys loved it. There's one of my students who till today, he still loved the song, and anytime I put it on my stars, and like, this song, I need to allow him to record it back all again by him singing, like, wow. We will talk about that. We'll talk about that, you know, where he want to him, he loved the song so much that he want to write it like, how should I say, he want to record the song using my same lyrics, all in the name of the love that he has for the song. That he whenever he plays it, he feel pleased in his head. He feel like, you know, the pain that I went through, the pain that I was going through those times was really, you know, he was getting related to the pain and all that. Like, yeah, that's one of the qualities of a musician, being able to pull out, you know, such energy to the people and the general public to understand why you're doing the type of music you're doing today. So that was it. And then when I wrote that song, you know, going back to the journey again, when I wrote that song, I wrote a song when I was there in Saudi Arabia. I wrote the song, and I was like, now I need to record the song, and I need a complete instrumental to record a song. So I contacted After J. In my previous talk, you could hear me talking about After J. Okay, After J is my really, you know, my real good friend, you know, some kind of close person to me. He's more like a brother to me. So we do so many things together, especially when it comes to the music aspect. We do so much talks. We do share more ideas and how things goes on. Like, so I contacted him when I was there that, hey, I would want to record this song. If you can connect me with his sound engineer so that he can create an instrumental for me to come out with this song. So I got the contact of the engineer. He asked me to record the chorus vocally and send it to him. I sent it vocally, and then he generated that instrumental, that beautiful piece of instrumental. Kudos to, salute to Can Do Music, yeah. Can Do Music, you know, has been doing almost all my songs, so 26 songs also are all produced by Can Do Music. Yes, respect to Can Do Music. All right, so after this song, Not Again, as time goes on, you know, as I was still in a journey, life of journey, so I was planning of what song to write again new, and just encouraging myself that much. I think the next song that I wrote was how you gonna feel. You know, I wrote how you gonna feel with the current situation that was happening. Ebony, you know, passing on in those times, you know, with the situation in the country where we have poor roads and other stuff. I was talking so much in that song that I think I made some explanation in one of my videos that we needed support. You know, this life we live in is all about supporting each other. You know, if you don't even have anything at all, the little that you have, you can support a brother, you can support a friend who we needed is the most means, because you at least you have what you can live on without having much problem as compared to someone who needed a little of that you have today that will make the person survive. So we all need to support. So with this Ebony story I was talking about is the road was, people were making so many stories about the road, that the road is not good, the road is not that and all that. So if the roads are not good, so people have accident through the bad road, whose responsibility to fix the road? Is it only the government responsibility to fix the road? Okay, some people will say, yeah, we voted him or we voted them to come and take care of us. Yes, I totally agree with you. I normally don't like to do politics in my talks, but let's look at the scenario in two different angles. The government is supposed to fix the road, fine, and the government is not finding the possibilities to fix the road, and we keep dying every day. And in our midst, we have a rich people who could afford to repair the road. So why the waste of the time? Why the delay? I think we should have to, you know, be strict and we have to be fair to ourselves. We have rich people in our community who can do most better things in our community without waiting for any government to come and do it for us. No. I know a rich person cannot wake up, or any person cannot just wake up and say, let me go and fix this road with my own power. No, there are protocols. Find the protocols as a rich person who wants to save life, who wants to help his nation. Find the protocol, write the message to the whosoever organization that is in charge of the road that you want to support. And I'm not sure any organization of the government will refuse an entity or particular individual who want to support the nation to that extent, and then the government will refuse it. No, I don't think the government will ever refuse such a support from us. So why our rich people in our country are not doing this? They're not doing it. But the funny aspect is, after the funeral and all that, and during the funeral, after the death and the funeral, these same rich people who could have support to build the road will use about 50% of their wealth, or let's say 20% of their wealth, to go and give out on the funeral grounds, all in the name of fame, to call them the big bosses, the rich people around. And I don't think it's normal to do that, because if you want to just be, then why don't you use the same fame that you want to build the road and even try to put some symbol that you did it? I think this going for such a fame is better than going for claiming a fame at the funeral ground of someone's grave. You can't do that. So those are the stories I was listening to, and I added ideas of writing the song, How You Gonna Feel, like helping humanity, helping people in different ways. So that's what I came up with. And then I also talk of, I'm talking about the kind of story pieces I combine all in the song, How You Gonna Feel. So this is that about the saving people, and the other saving people in our community. You know, we don't have a good drinking water. There are so many basic stuff that we need in our community today. We don't have them. Everybody, both the poor and the rich, are expecting the government to come and fix it. No. This is not right. This is not good, because the government will do its best to do what it's supposed to do. But if the government is not able to come to your community to fix whatever you need, and we have the rich people in our community waiting for people to die and just to go and give them money on the funeral grounds to be fame. I mean, just listen to this. This is not fair. This is not fair at all. We need to put a stop to this. So these are some of the things I added in the song. How you gonna feel? You know, Mr. Richman, don't wait for people. Don't waste money in the party grounds. Don't waste money in the funeral grounds. All in the name, the dead body that gone offline doesn't need your money. The moment the person is dead, he doesn't need your money anymore. When the person needed your money most was when he was or she was alive. So if you couldn't support the person while the person was alive, it's meaningless to spend money on the person while the person is no more alive. Like we do today, just to chip in with a little story. Like we do today, most people would want to praise you, to talk so much nice and lovely things about you. That is when you are dead, when you are out of life. Why should such happen? This should not happen. You see, you claim you love the person and all that. At least the person is alive. We can celebrate the person. Let's celebrate the person whilst he's alive. I don't see the reason why we want to celebrate someone once he's not alive. I don't believe in that spirit. For me, if you come to my pages, sometimes I do post a lot of people cherishing them, post them, post their works to show the love I have for them. Do not wait for the person to die and then you go narrating all your biggest English grammatic just to make the world see that you are the one who loved him the most. No, don't do that. If you really love the person, start today. Cherish the person. Show all the other love you have for the person in any ways you could, whether it's in social media, whether it's trying to contact the person, any forms that you can. Celebrate the person today. For example, someone like, how do I celebrate someone I love? Like my brother, my sister, my uncle. See, these people, we love them, but we're hiding the love. We want to only bring out this love when they are back, when they are dead. No, this is nonsense. Excuse my French, excuse my words or choice of words. We don't do that. We don't do that. You see, I'm getting emotional already. It's very sad, if I'm your brother or you are my brother and I really cherish you a lot. Once in a while I have to tell you, say, brother, I really miss you. I wish you the best of luck, whatever you do in life. I wish we could stay forever and be together and plan even bigger things in life to come in the future. Saying this to the person will encourage the person, will boost the spirit up. But how many of us have been saying this? None. We can only say this when they say the person is normal. So these are the things I was saying with the song. For the rich person wasting money at the funeral grounds. Excuse me. Rich person spending money on the funeral ground. Rich person spending money on the parties, nightclubs, wasting money. Why? Whilst in your community, there are people who want to, survive with a 1 square meal a day. They don't even have. They have to go around begging. Meanwhile, in your house, food is being wasted almost every blessable time the cooking went on in the house. So what is this godly thing about us? We are all being hypocrite. I'm part of it. I'm not so special. We're all doing this most of the time, and it's time we have to put a stop to it. Yes, we have to put a stop to it. You cannot waste money or waste food whilst your neighbor is hungry. No. I understand the anger where most people want to say that, yes, this guy, when you help them, at the end of the day, they don't support you back. That is another story. That's another story, Ungratefulness is a part of human's quality. It's one of the human's quality. That's to be ungrateful to you. But if you're going to continue thinking of being ungrateful, people being ungrateful to you, so therefore you wouldn't support, then you wouldn't even want to look at any person's face in the life. Because it's part of human, every person. Nobody's perfect in this kind of state of the life. Yeah. So this was the story I was writing. I talk of helping people, rich people, not to stop wasting money on clubs and funerals. And then I was also talking about people with qualification of a profession. You see, most of the accidents we have today on our roads happen to be with people that are not on the rightful qualification job. Someone will claim to be a police, but if you go deep in his records, he paid so much protocols to skip the course. So the person doesn't really understand the course, the really job he's working on. And at the end, it will cause collecting of the bribery on the road. If someone, the police stop a car and the car has a problem that he need to stop the car from moving, because the person hasn't gone to a real profession course of the program, he would want to take some money or something just to let the person go. And as a person move, he goes and gets an accident. Then who caused it? Is it the police or the person who has a problem with the car? You see, we're all involved. We're all involved. So these are the things we're talking about. So I added this, and the last, another list that I talked about was the young guys in our community. This is a story when I got to this point, and most people say that I'm being biased. No, I'm not being biased. I'm trying to bring out the truth no matter way, even though it may hurt a lot of people, but it's a truth we need to talk about it. Do you understand? Most of homeless people today will go and take certain drugs and stand on the highway, stopping people and taking their monies and belongings away from them. And the government is not doing anything about it. At the end of the day, the police will be chasing here and they're wasting government property resources for the cause of a homeless struggling to live and survive. I'm sure if the person attacking someone on the street taking the money had gotten a house and a job, he wouldn't do that. But most of these people, they don't have a job, there's no place to stay. So what do we expect the person to do? Especially when it happened to be with someone who doesn't want to work physically to get the money. Some of the homeless are doing good. I'm not saying, please listen to me carefully, I'm not saying all homeless people are bad. No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that most of homeless people, or most of the crime that happens today on our community, on our street, in their homes, are all in the course of homeless lifestyle. People without house ways to stay, jobs to do. If someone is angry, it doesn't have a job, and he still want to survive, in most cases, this is what they do. Both the boys and the girls. And in most of the girls' situation too, instead of, let's say, the girl to find, she will have to, give herself to a guy. This is the funny story about her. She'll give herself to a guy, and then whatever that went on will happen, and then she'll take her money. And this will bring, premature pregnancy and premature birth. The child will come on earth without knowing even his real father, no proper education. This will bring more problems. You see, one person has caused millions of lives. One person stop you on the road, fight you to take your things, belongings. If you resist, he stab you with a knife or cut you with a knife. If you're lucky to survive, you go to the hospital. If you're not lucky and you don't survive, you die. And you dying, maybe this person that was killed, being whether a male or female, has a family in the house. Maybe if it's a female, she has a children in the house and a husband and other family members that depend on that person that is killed, because this person is homeless and does not have a job or place to stay. Oh my God. So these are the pieces that came together and I wrote this song with. How you gonna feel ya, hey, feel ya, hey, how you gonna feel ya, hey, how you gonna feel ya, hey. So it's real pain, sometimes if I remember how I write all these songs and it's touchy. People need to start listening to songs like this and then encouraging themselves and know the reality happening on the grounds. Yeah. So I wrote most of these songs, and it's apart from the How You Gonna Feel. Then the next one I wrote about my mom's songs, how interesting my mom was, the advice she gave me to go on with the life, and so on and so forth. Then after, I wrote a song, the latest one of the latest song, what the name? Black Man, concerning the lives of some other lifestyle of black people. Yes, I'll say black man because I'm not a white person. So I started a story as a black man, how it started, and on and on and on. So that was the beginning. And when I started writing on and on, it took me, initially, like I said previously, I write 3 weeks for a song. So the stage I got before I could write a song within a month was, I think, was when I went back to Ghana in 2019. In 2019, I began to write a song within one hour. Within 1 hour, I can write a complete song. One of the songs I wrote, there are some of the songs I wrote within an hour. Like this song, Nagode. Nagode, Mama God, Nagode, Che, Nagode, Papa God, Nago, I say. So it's a whole lot of story. It's a lot of story. So time and time I'll be talking and I'll be discussing about my song. Until then, let's listen to some of the songs, and then we'll meet again some other time. Make sure you subscribe, like, share the comment. When you comment on the songs and comment on the video that I talk, in any case that I say something wrong, you could help me, and then I'll improve it in our next video. Subscribe below, like, share, and comment. Until then, I'll say it's not a joke. Monday.
Can do music.
You tell all the black man thinking in a real life. DCDLK. Roll it.
Rich Taliban.
Don't judge me cause I'm a black man. Hey. What you wanna see from the black man? Hey. Everything me do, they don't like me. Hey. Can't keep me so cause I'm a black man. Hey. Yeah, me know. Wake up in the morning, send me prayer. For me charger. Wishing me so one up higher. But the black man working hard to pull me down, me never get. Yeah. Black man praying, you see you cry you begging. Me never cry begging, cause me never lazy. Working harder than the night, cause me fire, yeah. You wanna know how me do I did this all the time? I'm a close local in me eye, cause the Babylon is in me eye. Hustle fire, yeah. See a really lifestyle black man. Watch your back, will stop the man and they cut to body, tiger brain, fire bondage, brain. Yeah, fight crazy them talk about. You can't eat your brother, say my boy. Cause a little thing them talk about, hey. How your brother and tiding, showing love. Never leave him, cause I say my blood. Say real fear people, show them love.
DC tell the black man we not lazy man. Make the money more than Pablo Escobar. Hustler tell me cheapest car and the Range Rover. But no bad man, so them I go take over. Tell myself soon richness come over. Real brother but him a the bad when me not around. Spread rumors, tell the people say him on the ground. Love when we sleeping on the town. The same black man ma go come like a brother man. Me try tell the haters say Ghana army motherland. Them try to kill we long time but we stand like a middleman. The hater want to catch you like an offer. Them a fisherman. Them try chase the ghetto youth like him a all a policeman. Miracles pon the street become a talisman. Love gangs pon the hater become a fireman. Hustle hard for the money because hater watch a man.
Me say you want the black color, you say you what you color. Choice, you ain't touching for your chosen color. Remember say we black people, we no care about the white man ideas and so-called people culture. Show me love in a people, not a one corner. Whack, say bad things about your brother. Me no want the bangaranga people knocking me door. Show me bad things them call blood and lava. Don't judge me cause I'm a black man, hey. What you wanna see from a black man, hey. Everything me do, they don't like him, hey. Can't kill me, so cause I'm a black man, hey. Don't judge me, cause I'm a black man, hey. What you wanna see from a black man, hey. Everything me do, they don't like him, hey. Can't kill me, so cause I'm a black man, hey.